everybody, my name is Hannah. I am a night shift OR nurse and currently 23 weeks pregnant. I wanted to share this video with you today to share tips on what has helped me working night shift while pregnant, and also I think this would be helpful for really any woman who works night shift. Some things that are already hard enough to deal with while you're working nights is just not getting enough rest, not being able to sleep during the day. You're trying to stay hydrated, you're trying to eat healthy, you're trying to balance your life outside of work. It's hard. And when you're pregnant, it can make it that much more challenging. So I have worked night shift almost exclusively for the past 5 years, and I feel like I have my routine down to a science, truly. And I could honestly do an entire video alone just explaining what that routine looks like. But for today, I will just do a brief overview of it and how that routine has helped me while being pregnant. So the biggest issue that I have seen night shifters struggle with is just a lack of rest, a lack of sleep, not being able to flip well between daytime and nighttime, and all for good reason. Like, we were not designed to live on a night shift schedule. We just weren't. Like, the Lord created our bodies with a circadian rhythm on purpose. So it makes sense that naturally a lot of us would struggle being able to flip back and forth. And being pregnant adds a level of tiredness that is just unmatched, truly. Thankfully for me though, that tiredness only lasted throughout the first and just a small little bit of the second trimester. But my first tip for anything, with this video, with any other video, any issue you have, my first tip is to pray about it. This was my first response to being able to work while I was pregnant. I said, Lord, please give me the strength and the energy that I need to be able to work throughout this pregnancy, to be able to go in and not have nausea, to be able to do my job. And I really believe that that prayer has been answered time and time again, shift after shift. I continuously pray this prayer. I continuously pray for me to be able to continue to work through this pregnancy. And I'm very thankful that the Lord has answered that, because I can only do so much on my own. Like, I need the Lord's strength, not Hannah's strength, because it's not enough. So this is my first and most important tip. I actually want to read you a verse. It's from Philippians 4:6-7. This is the NLT translation. It says, "Do not worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus." So this verse literally tells us when we pray, we tell God what we need, we thank Him for what He's done, and then we will experience God's peace. And that is such a beautiful and wonderful gift that He offers to us, that He gives us, and I am so thankful for that. So now that we've prayed, let's talk about what we can do to manage fatigue. So my biggest tip I could say is find a routine that works for you. For me, I will go to bed the night before my first shift of the week, probably like midnight, 1 in the morning, and I'll wake up at 7 or 8 a.m. I will run errands, meal prep for the week, try to exercise, be productive around the house, everything that I can do up until about 1 p.m. And then I will kind of wind down, basically do my bedtime routine and like sit, read my Bible, and then I will go to sleep, wake up around 4:30, and then I'll have breakfast, dinner, whatever meal you want to call that, and then I'll go to work at 7 and be at work the rest of the night. And when I get home, I will shower, go to bed, wake up at 4:30, and I do that the next day, and the next day, and then I'll flip back to daytime. And when talking about like my routine, I really try to focus on time management, because that is really what helps me to get everything done that I need to get done in the shortest amount of time as possible. And from waking up at 7 to 1, like, you only have half a day to get everything ready for the rest of the week. So that's what I try to do. And I use my crock pot every single week. And that has been a lifesaver, let me tell you, because I can just throw some chicken in, throw like some soup, like whatever I need to make, hit start, 7 hours later, 6 hours later, however long, it's ready to go when I wake up. And it's the same if like I'm on day 2 or 3 of my shifts and I have run out of food. I could just throw something in there when I get home really fast and it'll be ready when I wake up. So if you don't have a crock pot, invest in one, buy one, utilize one. You will not regret it, I promise. Because I don't meal prep food for the entire week. Like I don't take a Sunday or a Monday and dedicate it to meal prepping my food. I do that with some things, like I'll make muffins for breakfast and like I'll have those throughout the week. But with meals, I don't want to have the same thing 5 days in a row. My husband doesn't want the same thing 5 days in a row. So this is just what works for us. And I really think it'll work for you too. But if you aren't a napper like me and aren't able to fall asleep in the middle of the day, try your best to stay up as late as you can the night before your first shift of the week so that you can sleep as long as you can throughout the morning, maybe even early afternoon. Invest in some good blackout curtains, a soft white noise machine, an eye mask, earplugs, a diffuser. Take some magnesium before you go to sleep. Do what you can to make yourself be able to sleep and get good quality sleep. Because since I've been pregnant, I just haven't wanted coffee at all. Like it just doesn't sound good to me. And I was a coffee girl, okay? I would have coffee every single day and that was I just liked the way it tasted. But since I've been pregnant, I just haven't wanted it. Like it just, something about your pregnancy and your hormones change and you just want different things. Your body just craves different things. It averts to certain things. And for me, like I just didn't want it. So I pretty much cut caffeine since I've been pregnant, which I wanted to do anyways. I'll still have like a glass of green tea or black tea. I do like tea. So like every now and then I'll have some iced tea or something, but that's really about it for caffeine. But if you personally just feel like you cannot function, like you cannot survive working a shift without caffeine and you're pregnant, definitely talk to your OB and see what is available, what you can do, because I know that there is a recommended amount of caffeine per day. I'm sure you could Google it, but ask your OB everything, just to make sure that everything that you do is safe for you and baby during your pregnancy. I would personally recommend steering clear of all energy drinks. Really anytime, but especially while you're pregnant. So trying to make up for that boost of energy by getting good quality rest, I feel like will really be able to help you make it through those 12-hour shifts without having any caffeine. Also, to help you manage fatigue is maintaining and managing your blood sugar well, which may be one that you haven't thought about. So for example, if you go to Dunkin' Donuts before your shift, get yourself a little croissant, a little iced coffee, all the sugary things, you are spiking your blood sugar and you are setting yourself up for a crash later. But if you eat a breakfast with things like healthy fats, protein, like whole grain carbs, that is going to last you. It's going to sustain you. It's going to keep you fuller for longer, and you won't have these up and down spikes in your blood sugar, and it's going to help you not feel as tired or fatigued throughout your shift. And it'll also help you kick those sugar cravings to the curb. Now, to go along with balancing your blood sugar, eating nutritious foods while you're pregnant is just so important as well, because not only are you nourishing your own body, but you are also nourishing your baby's body as well. It's easier said than done, okay? Because in the first trimester, my diet was mainly crackers and applesauce. But there are healthier options, better for you options than just the saltines and the regular applesauce you can buy. Like you can get the unsweetened kind of applesauce, and then I think it's called Mary's Gone Crackers. I'll post a little picture of what I get somewhere up here. But it's a better for you choice, and it has a little bit more nutrients in it than just plain enriched wheat crackers. Staying hydrated is also crucial, especially while you're pregnant, and I know that this is so hard as a nurse. Like, you already have a hard time finding time to go to the bathroom, but now you've got all these extra hormones going on, your belly is growing, pushing on your bladder, so that just makes you have to go that much more often. However, going to the bathroom is a priority, okay? You have to make it one when you're pregnant. So being able to, again, time manage, think ahead, like schedule, okay, I'll have a 2-minute break between this time and this time where I can run to the bathroom. Like just trying to think ahead and prepare yourself and plan yourself for your day will help you so much. I would also recommend adding electrolytes to your water as well. Now there are some good options out there, some not so good options out there. I know the Element brand is really good. I know Flav City is really good. Taylor Duke's Wellness brand is also really good. So those are 3 of the electrolyte brands that I would personally drink, that I would recommend, because they are a lot more natural alternatives and a lot more healthy for you than, say, Gatorade at the store. Because your body, your blood serum is composed of both water and electrolytes. So if you're just replenishing the water, you're not getting those essential electrolytes that your body needs. Because these electrolytes can help prevent things like leg cramps, which no one wants, and also replenishing those essentials that both you and baby need. If you're able to get in some exercise, not necessarily the day of your shifts, because I personally rarely exercise the days that I work, at least the 2 days where I just get home from work, go straight to bed, get up, go to work again. But throughout the rest of the week, really try to exercise, really try to do some stretching. It's so good for your body. It really helps manage your sleep routine. It helps you fall asleep quicker. It's just good for your body. But again, the first trimester, exercise was really not on my radar, if I'm being honest. I tried a little bit, but like doing anything at all felt like climbing up a mountain. I don't exaggerate. That's honestly how I felt. So listening to your body is everything while you're pregnant. Listen to your body, trust your body. Don't try and push yourself too hard because you don't want to overdo it. So next tip is managing cravings. And I honestly think my last tip I gave you about balancing your blood sugar is going to help you with cravings. At least when it comes to like sweets and things like that. Now when it comes to things like salty and savory, I have entered the I'm craving pickles stereotype of pregnancy, which I think is kind of so funny. Like you hear that like growing up, and like you hear about other people who are pregnant like craving pickles. Well, it's true. I can attest to that because I have definitely been craving pickles, but I really haven't been craving many sweets, and I really attribute that to eating things that are balancing my blood sugar. So like eating things like, I can't have peanut butter, so I eat sun butter. It's basically the same thing made out of sunflower seeds. So like sunflower butter with crackers or a banana or something like that with a fruit, because even just eating a fruit by itself can spike your blood sugar. Not as much as it would if you had like candy, but just being mindful of eating healthy things that aren't gonna spike your sugar is really gonna help with your cravings. And so with this, pack your own lunch, bring your own snacks to work, bring your own food to work. Don't rely on the vending machine and DoorDash to be your sole sources of nutrition. And I'm not saying you can't have those things and you can't have a candy bar or order out, but everything in moderation. Just try not to make it a daily habit of always doing that, because it's so much easier to opt for unhealthy choices when that's basically all that's presented for you in a vending machine. And to help you pack your lunch, we come back to the crock pot. See, it all just comes back in a big circle. Your routine is literally everything. It saves you so much time, effort, energy, money. It's so good to have a routine. So if you've prepared your meals ahead of time, you're already set up for success for the rest of the week. Next tip is handling nausea. Strangely enough, I was less nauseous working nights in my first trimester than I was when I was on a normal daytime schedule and routine. I think that may have something to do with throwing off my circadian rhythm, but hey, I'll take it. I also think that that was an answer to my prayer, being able to work and not be nauseous. Like, I felt okay most of the time. There's a handful of times where I did get nauseous, and I would take these little ginger drops that were lemon flavored because I don't like straight ginger. So these little drops really helped me. I will also post a picture of whatever they look like in one of these corners up here. But yeah, that really helped me. And it's something quick and easy, like a little candy. It's not really candy, but it tastes like candy, like one of those little lemon heads, like the little lemon candies. That's what they taste like, and they taste so good. But you can keep them in your pocket. So like if you're running around, you're taking care of your patients, jumping from room to room, or if you are in a case like me, you can just like step out, pop one of these in your mouth, come back in and be ready to go. Nausea gone. Also, if you're in a pinch, using a little alcohol swab also helps with nausea. That one really didn't work as much for me, but I've heard that it does work for lots of other people. So you can always give it a try if you're in a pinch. Just like rip one of those bad boys open and give it a whiff. Hopefully that'll help you. And then also like bringing ginger ale and other gingery drinks are also really good for nausea as well. And for me, if I went too long without a snack, it was over. Like nausea just hits you like a brick wall. So having little snacks, little things in your pockets, just little quick bites here and there, just a little something to settle your stomach is better than nothing, than going, 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes without being able to eat lunch. Something quick, something small will really help your nausea. Now we move on to smells. Working in healthcare, if anybody's watching who works in healthcare, you know that you are just open up to a whole new world of smells working in healthcare. Especially if you're a nurse, a patient care tech, working in the OR, we smell some of the nastiest smells I truly believe in existence. Like, I believe I have smelled some of the worst smells ever to exist on the face of this earth. I truly believe it. And let me tell you, bragging on the Lord here, because again, answered prayer, I have never once thrown up or gagged because of a smell, even while I'm pregnant, okay? This is an act of God, okay? Not me, the Lord. Now, one hack I did see for kind of covering up those smells is you take a mask and you put toothpaste on it, you put another mask on top of that and put it on your face. That has been the best hack I have ever used, because some people have essential oils like a spray that you put on your mask, or even you just put an alcohol swab under your mask, or rub it on your nose, the front of your mask on your nose. But it doesn't always work, but the toothpaste hack has been the best one so far. So feel free to give it a try. It works for me. It doesn't always cover up everything, but it gets a lot of the stank out of the way. And then if that's still not enough for you, see if one of your coworkers are willing to switch assignments with you, because let's be honest, you cannot do your job if you're constantly running out of the room to vomit in a trash can. Another thing, if you get too hot, that can also cause you to be nauseous. But if you work in the OR like me, that's usually not a problem, because the ORs are like refrigerators. They keep them at 60 degrees or less a lot of the time, which I hate being cold, but it's better than being hot, because I work at a trauma hospital. So if we get a trauma, that room is 80 degrees all the time. So I would definitely take a regular room over that one. So my last tip is sleep and recovery after your shift. So for me, after a night shift, a lot of the times I usually try to eat a snack around 4 or 5 in the morning, enough to where I'm not super hungry or starving when I get home, so I can just get home, shower, brush my teeth, do my nighttime routine, and go to bed. Like I said earlier, invest in some good blackout curtains, some blinds, something to totally darken your room, eye mask, earplugs, anything that helps you sleep and relax, do that. And finding what works for you, especially if you're new to night shift, can take some time, but once you've got it down, it's so much easier. Also, if you can avoid scheduling appointments on the days you work, that's also really going to help you, because no one wants to work for 12, 13 hours, get off at 7 a.m. You're like, oh yeah, I've got an appointment at 9, and then you just got to hang out, wait around, exhausted, go to your appointment, get home at 10 or 11, and now you have 4 hours that you could have been sleeping gone. I try to schedule my appointments at the very beginning of the week, so even if I have one the morning of my first shift, I can be done with that and not have to worry about it the rest of the week. I literally treat 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. as if it is 8 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. I put my phone on do not disturb, sleep mode. I am dead to the world until I wake up at 4:30. Everything is off so I can sleep peacefully with no interruptions. And I really hope that this video has helped you and encouraged you today, especially if you are in a similar season of life as I am right now. I know that being pregnant is definitely not always easy, but help from the Lord, number one, and finding your routine, finding what works for you, eating healthy, managing your stress, that will all contribute to an easier work-life balance. You are definitely not alone in the struggle, I'll tell you that firsthand. Listen to your body, prioritize self-care, and if you have any tips that have helped you while being pregnant, while working night shift, a combination of both, definitely leave them down in the comments, because you truly never know who you can help with a single comment. See you guys next time. Bye.